Hello everyone, I am Dr. Hunain, resident physician, physical medicine and rehabilitation from Pakistan. I am team member ISPRM Social Media Task Force and Secretary World Youth Forum ISPRM. I welcome you all to another very interesting discussion of a physiatrist today from our platform. The prime focus of our discussion will be research and medical writing. Dr. Sahibzada Nasir Mansoor is a consultant physiatrist and head of Department Rehabilitation Medicine at Combined Military Hospital from Kara, Pakistan. Not only as a physiatrist, but he has also developed his expertise and interest in medical education, research, and medical writing. He has published over more than 50 publications, has authored a book chapter. He has also been a reviewer for more than 18 national and international biomedical journals. Dr. Nasir is also a registered author rate mentor and has also won author rate workshop grant of $2,500 for conducting research-based workshops on research and medical writing. He has also served as an ISPR and WHO liaison subcommittee member for community-based rehabilitation programs from 2013 to 2018. So let's welcome Dr. Nasir Mansoor and see what we can learn from him and he has to share with us. Hello, Dr. Nasir. Thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you very much, Hunan. Thank you for having me here today. I'm really humbled by the generous introduction that you have put forward. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Dr. Nasir. Dr. Nasir, what do you enjoy most as being a physiatrist in Pakistan?
Well, frankly speaking, I enjoy each and every part of my everyday life and practice being a physiatrist. But strictly speaking, we physiatrists have a lot of skills in evaluation, diagnosis, and management of patients. But what I enjoy most, one of the thing is the pain management aspect of it. Because you do any pain procedure, you drain a joint, you inject a joint, you do an intralesional stuff, you give a nerve block, and there are instant results and there's a smile on the face of the patient. So I enjoy most managing the pain in the short term practice. And in the longer term, I must say that the specific skill sets that we physiatrists have developed. So in that I enjoy different long-term functional outcomes in terms of patients with spasticity, patients with amputations, their rehabilitation, and improving the gait or improving functional independence among patients with chronic disabilities. So it's a big relief for the patient as well as the caregivers, and it helps in improving the quality of life of the patient. So in the longer term, I love doing all these stuff in the rehab. I like it.
That's very interesting to know. Dr. Nasir, what is the current status of research and medical writing amongst rehabilitation professionals from Pakistan?
Well, in Pakistan, rehab is a relatively new specialty and a small specialty. We are less than 100 physiatrists in Pakistan at the moment for a population of about 220 million. The specialty is hardly 2 decades old. And in that terms, the research and writing culture, I must say, we have got overall, if I reckon, we have got more than 500 publications in the past 2 decades. But even that is not sufficient, I must say. But there is definitely an increase in publication in the past 1 decade. Like in the previous decade, there were only 100 publications. In the last 1 decade, we have seen more than 300 to 350 publications from our rehab colleagues. So definitely there is an increase in publications. Initially, I must say that I won't talk just about rehab. In overall Pakistan, there was no research culture developed in the country. And once the Medical and Dental Council, they announced a mandatory research publications for promotions and stuff. So we saw a boom overall in the country in research publication. So it worked well for rehab as well. And in the past decade, there were increased number of publications. Regarding I have few observations regarding the quality of publications, because most of the publications from our rehab colleagues are basically either observational studies or basic epidemiological basic studies or observational studies. Very few, I would say, recommend these randomized control trial or experimental studies or interventional studies we have seen in the past decade. So there is a lack in the quality of the research going on in the country as well. And so the current situation is like hopeful. I'm very hopeful for the future, and let's hope for the best in future for rehab in Pakistan.
Great to know that the PMR professionals are quite motivated, and then we can expect a lot of high quality evidence based studies that can add to the scientific literature in the upcoming years. And Dr. Nasir, what do you think are the hurdles in promoting research based activities and medical writing amongst the PM&R community in Pakistan?
Research is basically, as I told you, that it's developed in the past decade. It's more developed in the past 1 decade. If we look at the rehab curriculum, rather the curriculum of the undergraduate and the postgraduate curriculums of our medical and dental institute, as well as our fellowship institutes in the physical medicine and rehabilitation. So they don't have a very robust research module. Like, we are lacking it totally in the undergraduate level, but at the postgraduate level, we are having a dissertation based fellowship program that a little bit different than actual research writing and the article writing and clinical trials, etc. So one of the main hurdle is the type of training that we are providing at the under and the postgraduate level. Then our faculty is also not very well versed with the current research trends and practices. So we need to train the trainers as well. Research is always considered in Pakistan. It is considered as a part-time job, or it's a thankless job, I must say. Like, there are no incentives involved in doing any kind of research. There are no dedicated time in institutes given to people doing research, and neither there are any research departments within the teaching institutes that can help train and mentor people in research. There are no research grants or fundings and stuff like that for promotion of the research in the country. Then there are currently no CME or CPD programs specific for research in rehab related issues in our country. So I think these are the major hurdles, but the most important hurdle is the mindset and the culture. So we need to inculcate that research culture and the leadership in the research to improve the current status. So these are the major hurdles, I must say.
Thank you for shedding light over the issues and sharing your opinion with us. Dr. Nasir, what do you suggest, especially the upcoming PMR professionals, the incentives or any suggestions you have so that we can have promoted research-based activities and medical writing amongst the PMR youth?
Okay, so the first and the foremost is leadership in research and rehabilitation. So we need to develop a leadership program or the leadership to take the task further and develop a research culture in the country. The leadership should take all the stakeholders on board. They should identify the gaps where the problem is, and then they should take small steps in order to achieve the larger goal as a whole. So the important step, I must say, the most important would be that incorporation of research modules in the training programs, both at undergraduate and postgraduate levels. Then we should have training programs for the faculty, like train the trainers program. So the more we train the faculty, the more they will be in a position to transfer their skills to the youngsters. Then there should be, we should encourage those who are into research or doing research, and we should incentivize the research and writing culture in our country. We should be providing dedicated time to the faculty as well as the residents to improve their research skills, and they should have dedicated time to perform their research, collect their data, and do their writing stuff. Then we should be developing research departments within our institutes, and we should develop a support system in the form of grants, in the form of mentoring, in the form of resources, so that we can help the novice researchers to achieve their goals and help them polish their skills. We should develop these CME, this continuous medical education and CPT programs in our institutes in terms of research, and make them mandatory for our faculty and resident. Then we can, in today's world of internet and communication, I think we have a lot of opportunities for collaboration with our regional and international institutes, with our international friends and NGOs in the rehabilitation medicine, and we can do collaborative studies, collaborative research writing. We have completed certain projects with the University Hospital Melbourne, the Department of Rehabilitation Medicine, and so for and so forth. It can be done with other institutes as well, and it will help us to polish our skills and propagate our research. Then we can use a lot of resources that are available freely online, like Coursera. We have got this author aid. We should advocate our people regarding all these opportunities that are available. We should develop these habit of regular journal clubs in all our institutes, to in order to understand how to read and interpret our research, and how to deduct conclusions regarding that. And we should develop and share best practices in research and writing, that they can help us a lot in developing our research skills. I think these are a few points, and we need to work on.
Indeed, these are very valuable piece of advice, and I'm sure definitely these will bring fruitful results. Dr. Nasir, what message would you like to give to the PM&R professionals in Pakistan and all over the world?
Well, my message to our rehab community in our country, Pakistan, in specific, and to the world rehab in general, that we have come a long way in our struggle for PMR in Pakistan, and we have to go a long way ahead. There is no progress without research and development, and we should embrace it with open arms. We should polish our skills, groom and mentor our residents, and we should tap the vast potential that we have got in our country in order to help the people with disabilities to achieve their maximum potential and improve their quality of life. I would end by just saying a small quotation that goes very well with the rehab in Pakistan as well, that we have done so much with so little for so long, that now we can do anything with nothing. So it's a big claim. So I would say to our Pakistani community in PMR that let's do it together.
Thank you, Dr. Nasir. This brings us to the end of our discussion today. I'm highly grateful that in a very short period of time, you have given an in-depth overview of various aspects of research and medical writing. And I hope that all those PM&R youth and professionals, those who are listening to us, this will be, for a lot of them, this will be a food for thought for many in many ways. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure being with you. Thanks a lot.